On this day, Yoda was preparing to go shopping and asked Anya if she needed anything. Anya said she wanted to eat the same crispy snack that Henry had rewarded her with last time. Though she didn't know its name, only that it was crunchy, Yoda promised to try to find it for her. That said, Yoda wasn't even sure where to buy such a snack. She considered asking the neighbors but worried they might grow suspicious of her identity, so she dismissed the idea. Instead, she decided to head to the largest department store nearby. A clerk informed her that the lower level housed several snack shops. As Yoda descended the stairs, she encountered two women carrying a large stack of boxes. One of them stumbled and nearly fell, but thanks to Yoda's quick reflexes, she caught the woman and all the dropped boxes. Impressed by Yoda's agility, the woman introduced herself as Melinda and asked if Yoda could accompany her somewhere later. In return, Yoda could pick any of the snacks Melinda had bought, thinking this would save her the trouble of selecting snacks herself. Yoda agreed. She'd initially assumed Melinda needed a bodyguard, but instead, Melinda brought her to a volleyball gym and asked Yoda to join her team as a substitute player. Melinda explained that the mothers there were all part of an organization called the Patriotic Women's Association, which regularly held events, the volleyball game being one of them. Although Yoda, as a job assessor, was exceptionally athletic, she knew nothing about volleyball rules and kept committing fouls, costing her team points. Melinda told Yoda that volleyball is a team sport and, though she had invited Yoda as reinforcement, what she really wanted was for Yoda to enjoy playing together. Melinda's words helped Yoda relax, and she gradually improved her coordination with the team. Though they ultimately lost partly because Yoda occasionally struggled to control her strength, everyone still had a great time. During the chat, Yoda mentioned that as a wife and mother, she often felt unsure about what was normal. To her surprise, the other women said they felt the same, which was why they often gathered to share experiences. Melinda invited Yoda to join the Women's Association, so she could turn to them for advice in the future. Later, Melinda learned that Yoda's daughter also attended Eden Academy. Connecting Yoda's last name, she realized Yoda was Anya's mother. Melinda reintroduced herself, giving her full name as Melinda Desmond. Realizing this was Damien's mother, Yoda was startled and quickly apologized for Anya having hit Damien. Melinda told her not to worry and said she was now even more interested in Yoda. While walking Yoda home, Melinda mentioned that Damien had seemed much more cheerful at school lately. She hoped Anya and Damien could get along going forward. However, her expression seemed somewhat unusual as she said this. After Yoda returned home, Twilight learned about her chance encounter with Melinda. As Donovan Desmond's wife, Wise had naturally investigated Melinda, but the findings were starkly different from the person Yoda described. Twilight began to suspect the meeting wasn't accidental, having ruled out Yoda as a source of suspicion. The only explanation was that Melinda had actively sought to approach their family, though Twilight couldn't discern her motive, and could only tentatively link it to his own interactions with Donovan. After some thought, Twilight decided to support Yoda joining Melinda's Women's Association. It would give Yoda a place to relax, reduce any suspicion toward her, and might even yield useful intelligence. All in all, the benefits outweighed the risks. Through her telepathy, Anya learned that Twilight had designated Yoda's contact with Melinda as Plan C. This gave Anya a sense of urgency. If Yoda became friends with Melinda first, wouldn't her own plan be to befriend Damien fall through? Determined, Anya decided to speed up her efforts. However, after a whole night of thinking, she still hadn't come up with a good plan. Left with no choice, she turned to Becky for advice. Becky misunderstood. Thinking Anya was finally making a romantic move on Damien, she suggested a classic scenario, the heroine holding bread in her mouth and bumping into the male lead at a street corner, a rope believed to accelerate relationships. Unfortunately, this tactic backfired completely for the quarrelsome pair of Anya and Damien. Meanwhile, Yoda reported to the leader of her assassin organization about joining Melinda's Women's Association. The leader approved, as long as Yoda avoided arousing Twilight's suspicion about her political leanings. However, Yoda mentioned that Twilight had already been in contact with Donovan and shown interest in him, a detail that caught the leader's attention. Is Melinda truly acting with ulterior motives, as Twilight suspects? Follow our channel to stay updated on the latest plot developments.